California earthquake map. A 4.4 magnitude earthquake shook California today. In Verne, California struck by a 4.4 magnitude earthquake. This is the third quake just this month striking Verne, California. Emily Hendon of Express UK was told by geologists that the earthquake struck at 7:33 p.m. local time, August 28, followed by a 3.4 tremor just a minute later, and according to the USGS, the main earthquake was widely felt and buildings were shaking for several seconds. There were no reports of damages or injuries. So far, earthquakes hit Los Angeles, East Los Angeles, by a little more than 2 miles north of the same city of Verne. Now, where is Verne? It's a suburb in the county of Los Angeles, California, with a population of just over 30,000 people. It's in the San Gabriel Valley. It's only 30 miles from Los Angeles, California. Residents reported they could feel the shaking all the way from the San Fernando Valley to Orange and Riverside counties. Now, we know that we've had north of this area in the Juan de Fuca Plate and the Cascadia subduction zone, and north even in Vancouver, recent earthquakes. The quakes on the Juan de Fuca Plate were offshore, but they were about a 6.3, and they had earthquake swarms of about 5 and 4 Richter. That's not good news because it shows that the Juan de Fuca Plate has recently been giving activity, and the geologists believe that a megathrust earthquake is imminent from there. It's one of the most dangerous tectonic plates in the world. The Juan de Fuca Plate around Oregon. Now, this earthquake is not the only natural disaster these counties have experienced lately, because they had the fires raging there throughout the area. This epicenter was located about 25 miles east of downtown Los Angeles, and it shook buildings for several seconds, from what the witnesses say. Residents of Filmora, a city more than 40 miles away from the epicenter, reported the quake also was felt in that area. And the third earthquake California experienced this month alone, recently the 6.2 quake, sparking fears of the big one. That was, as we know, a few weeks ago at the Juan de Fuca Plate. The big one is a hypothetical earthquake of magnitude 8 or greater that's expected to happen along the San Andreas Fault, California. And right next to that is the Hayward Fault, as we see here on the right, paralleling the San Andreas, and this is a terrible situation. It seems that everything there has been sort of knocked about. The 6.2 magnitude hit on August 22nd along the Ring of Fire, where more than 60 earthquakes were reported in the past few days. The Ring of Fire is the largest, most active fault, causing more than 90% of the earthquakes of the world. Oregon State earthquake geologists warn of the possibilities of a disaster for years after scientists discover major earthquakes happening in the area on an average of 240 years. So we're due for this one. The last time was in the 1700s, 318 years ago. It had led to geologists saying the big one may be overdue, and the recent movement in California, not only there, but of course the whole Ring of Fire, fears the catastrophe could hit the western coast quite soon. In fact, some geologists have gone so far as to predict that it will take place in the next 30 to 50 years. The Canadians are also warning their residents of the west coast of Canada that they expect it in the next 30 to 50 years, a big one, 8 or larger. Now, geophysicist Ken Hudnut also says that we should not listen to any recent earthquakes correlating to the big ones. He says that since we have exceeded the average, many people use the term overdue, but it's more complicated than that. And he believes that USGS tells people not to believe in predictions. He says we do not understand earthquakes well enough to know exactly where the next earthquake will occur and what the magnitude will be, or exactly when it will take place. Kindly support by contributing to my Patreon account. You'll find it in the description box below. Thank you.